Hello everyone and welcome back. Today I want to show you how to create a tooltip like this one. Super cute and super easy to do. The beautiful thing about it is that you can place anything you like here in this box. Basically what you see right here is a repeater with 3 items. So you can put a video, you can put like a text with a link to a different place, and actually whatever you like, and it's super reusable. Yeah. Okay, so this is the working example, and we will create it from scratch. So let's create a new section. Quickly, I just get rid of the background color. Okay, so the first thing that we want to do is to create the content container. Just for the design, I will make some corners, 10 pixels corners. I will make it white. And now I want to create this tip. So for this one, I'll go and add a shape and change it to this triangle. Great. Now I want to turn it around, but I want to remove the proportion because I want it to stretch across in the bounding box, and then I can play around with the shape to make it looks as I like. Next step is to flip it just like this, and now I'll align it to the bottom and to the center, but it should go outside. Let's make it smaller. I will use pixels because most of the time you want to do it responsive. Okay, it will keep the same width and height. Sorry, width. Height is based on the content. So let's make it in pixels, and now I want to make it smaller, something like this. So let's make it 40 pixels. Okay, let's make it again centered and aligned to the bottom. Now I want to take it outside outside the container. So before I'll do it, I want to add some padding, because if I put some content here, let's for example copy this text and put it right here. Okay, now what I've done, let's duplicate it, let's paste it right here. Okay, let's make it black, and it should be 100% width, and let's align it to top and to the left. And now I don't want it to touch the edges, so I will add some padding. Let's set it to 20 pixels, something like this. Now you see the arrow is now 20 pixels in distance from the bottom, so we need to calculate it also. So let's use negative margin to take it outside. So if the height is, let's see, the height is 20 pixels, so it should be at least minus 20 pixels plus the padding, which is another 20 pixels, which is 40 pixels in total. And I need to change it to be white. Now this is exactly located at the bottom, but sometimes when you see it on the website, it's like missing 1 pixels, so we will remove 1 pixels, so it will be less, like 39, something like this. Okay, so it starts to look like our tooltip. Now we're getting some height here, which we don't need. So let's see from where it came. It came from the row. Let's change it to be auto. Okay, something like this. And the width I'll use I will use in pixels, and I want to make it smaller. Let's do 260 pixels. The text always should be 100%. Now maybe it's too big, but because I have a lot of content here, but this is not the point. Okay, I think my the tip here is too much, so maybe make it smaller. Let's again center it so it looks something like this. Okay, and just to show you the example that you can put anything here, I will make this text smaller. Let's do something like very small. And now what's happened here? Okay, so let's put a video there. Let's go to take a video. I'll make it smaller, and now let's keep some margin from the top because I want to stack them together. So let's do like 100 pixels, and then I drag the video inside, and I'll set it to be 100%. And then we can stack them together. And now let's set it to be 10 pixels. So now we have a tooltip with video. We can change the height a bit, 90 pixels or maybe 150. Too much, something like this. Okay, just a second. So this is our tooltip. Now we need to create the button that show and hide the tooltip. So let's choose a button. I will choose the styleable button, and this one is perfect because it's already with an icon. Let's change it to info, this icon. Great. And I don't want to have a background color, and let's change the icon color to be white, something like this. And when on hover, okay, this is good enough. We can set the button to be much smaller. Let's do 22 pixels with 22 pixels height, and I just need to make sure the icon the icon size is not bigger than the actual button width. Now let's apply the effect, and then let's see how we can wrap it in a way that we can reuse it very easily. Just I want to add some corners to this video, 6 pixels. Now it looks much nicer. Okay, so let's select the button, and I want to add click interaction to this button, and I want to select a different element. So again, you know that I like to give names to my elements. So this one will be the tooltip content. So this button should reveal this box. So again, let's select the button. Let's add click interaction. And we should apply it to a different element. So let's select this tooltip content. And yeah, right there. And then let's select custom. And then I need to switch to the initial state because I want it to be hidden on the initial state. So let's change it to be opacity 0. Now, if we will go to the preview, we can see immediately that this is actually working, right? And I can select, if I have a link here, I can click on it. This is the video, it's running. It doesn't do much, so you don't really see it. So we have it working, but we have an issue. So what is the issue? Let's see. So if, for example, I will have content here, just for the example, I will have content behind this tooltip. Okay, so let's preview it. So you can see here that I cannot select the text. Here I can select, but on this area I cannot select the text. Basically, this is because the tooltip is here. It's just transparent, but it's actually blocking this area. So what we need to do to avoid this mistake, so we won't just use the opacity. I'm going back to set the animation. Let's give it a name. Show tooltip. So now let's edit it. And we will go back to the initial state. So it's not enough to make it opacity 0. We need also to scale it down so it won't take any space. So I will scale it to be 0 on the x-axis and 0 on the y-axis. Okay, so now if I'll go to the effect itself, let's play it. You can see it's growing, which is not really nice, but now I can actually select the text because the shape is super small. Okay, so I don't want to have this kind of animation. I want it to appear immediately. Basically, most of the time this is how Tooltip is behaving. So let's go back to the animation and change the duration of each animation. So I can change it to be 0, and also in the initial state I will change it to be 0. So now it will activate it like in a blink. Okay, so this is how we can create a tooltip. Now I want to wrap it to a single component so I can easily duplicate it. So how we can do it? So basically I need to have the tooltip. Right now this is a two separated elements. The tooltip, and it's not like, but this is toggle tooltip. Button. Okay, so I want these two elements to be together, so I can duplicate it like very easily. And if I want to move it around, they will move like one group. So the way I can do it, I can place them both inside a container. So let's, oh, and there is another reason why to do it. So basically, if I'll for example, let's place this text inside a container. Let's give it, this is important, it's not just I'm wasting your time. For example, this is a container with 2 pixels padding, and I want to have here a tooltip. It's explain a bit more about this text. So if I'll put these two elements, if I stack them together and put it inside this container, now you can see this is a very big, it's taking a place, like very big place. And it's actually taking our container and make it much bigger, right? So we want to avoid this situation. So let's see how we can do it. So let's undo it. So instead of stacking together, I will, let's select them both. I will place them in a container. So what is the width and the height that I want this container to be? Basically, it's the same as only the button itself. Okay, so let's align this button to the bottom and to the center again. Now this button is 22 pixels on 22. So let's select the container and set it to be 22 pixels on 22 pixels. Now you can see that the container is super small, and the button is located like very nicely in the middle, but look at the tooltip is like way out of place. So what do we need to do? So first of all, the default of the column and row of a container is by FRs or min-max. So we need to set the row height to be exactly the same as the height we set to the height of the container. So let's change it to pixels, and it will be 22 also. Now let's select the tooltip. Now the button is also not placed as it should be, and we will fix it in a second, although you can see it's in the center. So we need to take the tooltip and we want to remove the alignment, and we want to dock it to the bottom of our container. This is the container. We want to dock it to the bottom of the container, and let's set it to be 0. Okay, so we start to get where we are going to be. So let's select the container. Now you can see that I can move the entire container with all the elements inside of it, but still it's not placed in the right way. So if we will change the column to be also 22 pixels. Oh my god. Oh, this is the tooltip. Let's go back to the container, and let's change it to percentage. Now you can see this is much more than 100%. So let's change it to be 100%. Now you can see that we have, this is the tooltip wrapper. Okay, and you can see that the tooltip content is perfectly in the center, and it's docking to the bottom, but it should be outside of it, right? So we can use again margins. Let's do like 42 pixels, and now you can see that it's located really, really nicely. Let's go to the preview to see if it's working. Maybe I should take it more outside, so let's put it like 50 pixels. Great. So now if I want to take this tooltip and put it right here, okay, let's place it to the top and to the left. Oh, sorry, right here. So top, right. So now you can see that it doesn't make my container much bigger. Basically, the area that it's take is only 22 pixels by 22 pixels. So if I click on it, now I can see the tooltip very, very nicely. Now, there is another thing that we need to solve is, imagine that we have 2 of these. Let's duplicate it. Okay. Now, let's preview it. Now you can see that sometimes it can happen that the tooltip is covered by different element. So we can fix it super easily by using very, very tiny of CSS. So let's go to start coding. And I will select our tooltip container wrapper, which is this box, and I create a class called tooltip. Sorry, tooltip. Yeah. And here, let's create the class, and I will add z index to 1. So now let's see. So now I need to add exactly the same class to the second tooltip wrapper. Tooltip. Now let's preview it. Now you can see that because we changed the Z index, so it's above of everything. So it's not cover our content. Okay, so this is how you can do it. And basically the cool thing about it is that you can select the tooltip wrapper and duplicate it as much as you like, and everything will be working exactly as you expected. So let's do some crazy duplication. And what is this? And now you can see how easily we have so many tooltips. Now there is another thing that I think that you want to do, which is apply the tooltip with hover interaction and not by click. So the reason why I didn't show it at the beginning is because, and I'll show you in a second. Let's select the button, and you know what, this is too much mess, so let's do it for the existing one, for this one. So let's add another hover interaction for this button, and we will apply exactly, so we need to apply to different element, to this one, and we can select the existing animation that we have. So if we preview it, you can see that if I'm hovering it, I'm not even click on it, the tooltip is appear. But the issue with it is that when I'm going out of it, the tooltip is immediately disappear, and I cannot, if you have links inside or something else that you want your site visitor to click on it or select it, you cannot do it because it's immediately gone. Okay, so this is why I showed you how to do it with click first, and then and now I show you how to do it with hover interaction, because this is the downside of hover interaction. All right, so that's it. This is how you can create a very nice tooltip. Try it. I have a new things that I'm doing. I'm creating a tutorial, and then I'm creating a template for it. So I will add link in the video description, so you can actually download a working template without the hassle of, you know, recreate everything yourself. It will be on my website, so you can get it from there. And please, you can see that in my website that there is a showcase tab inside the video tutorial page. So if you recreate this effect, so please share it so we can show off your work. And it's make me happy to see that people be able to recreate things that I'm showing. So that's it. Thank you for watching. Keep building amazing sites on Wix Studio, and see you on the next one.